Hey there! So Nintendo recently gave us an in-depth tour of Mario Golf Super Rush, and we learned a ton of new things about it, including the core golf controls, the fun-looking speed golf mode, as well as a much deeper look at the single-player campaign, Golf Adventure. And although we've also just posted an in-depth discussion about everything we saw, we decided to boil down the highlights to the top 12 right here. So without further ado, here are the 12 things that we learned about Mario Golf Super Rush. Nintendo confirmed to us that there are, in fact, 6 courses in the game, with each featuring a full 18 holes. Which, through the process of simple math, which I still struggle with, means there are 108 holes in total. We also learned the official English names of each course too, being Rookie Course, which as you might have guessed is great for beginners, followed by Bonnie Greens, Ridge Rock Lake, Balmy Dunes, Wild Weather Woods, and Bowser Highlands. Oh, and there's also a random option too for those of you who just can't decide. And there are 2 main ways to play on each of those courses. Standard Golf, which you're probably familiar with, and Speed Golf, where it's a mad dash to the finish as everyone hits a ball before chasing after it to do so again in an effort to be the first one to get it inside the hole. But even within those 2 modes are a couple more ways to play. First up for Standard Golf is Stroke Play, which is probably the form of golf you already know, where you're aiming to have the fewest amount of strokes across a variety of holes. But there's also Point Play, which is based on which player wins the most holes overall. In addition, you can play either of those in turns, like in real golf, or if you don't have time for that, you can set it so everyone hits a ball at the same time, which should dramatically speed up the game. Although, if you are playing local multiplayer, you can only play this way with up to 2 players on the same screen. Speed Golf also has 2 different ways to play. In High Score, it's a straight-up race to the finish, where each player's finishing position determines the amount of points for the hole, with first place getting 4 points, second 3 points, and so on and so forth. Whereas in the best time version, not only is the clock always ticking, but every stroke adds 30 seconds to the clock. So while the goal is to be the one with the lowest amount of time, you'll want to try and avoid making a ton of mistakes along the way. Be quick, but not too quick, you dig? When playing in Speed Golf, each character has access to a special dash that'll give them a major speed boost, which is especially useful when you find yourself in rough terrain that would otherwise slow you way down. And not only can you use the dash to charge through other players, causing them to drop coins and lessening their special shot meter, but you can also use it to just plow through some course hazards too, like the boulders and Ridge Rock Lake. Just be aware they can only dash for as long as you have stamina, which refills over time. What is this, Breath of the Wild? Regardless of whether you're playing Standard Golf or Speed Golf, there are a variety of other options available to you to further customize your game, including the amount of holes you want to play, whether it's 3, 6, 9, or 18, which hole you start from, along with the win conditions. Furthermore, if you're playing Standard Golf, you can also choose which tee to start from, and whether special shots are even allowed. Whereas in Speed Golf, you can choose whether everyone tees off at the same time, or you can have it so some players have a head start. Cool! Mario Golf Super Rush has 2 main control options, button controls and motion controls. And no, you can't mix them together, so make sure you choose carefully. The standard button controls are pretty similar to past games, in that you tap the button once to start the power meter, then tap it again to lock in the strength of your swing. But what's a bit different this time is how you apply spin, which is done immediately afterward by holding either left or right on the control stick during your actual swing, which is indicated by the arrows that appear on the meter. This is an especially useful feature if you find yourself on a steep slope, helping to counter its effect on the ball, which itself is indicated by the power meter leaning to one side or the other. In addition, you can apply topspin or backspin to the ball by tapping A or B a second time respectively. You can even apply super backspin by tapping B twice. But interestingly, unlike past games, there's no option for a super topspin this time. Now as for the motion controls, well, as you might have guessed, you swing the Joy-Con like you would an actual golf club in real life, to dictate the power of your swing. And thankfully, you can take as many practice swings as you like beforehand to make sure you hit the ball just right. Furthermore, if you're playing Speed Golf with motion controls turned on, you'll find yourself shaking the Joy-Con to initiate a run. A bit like running in real life. That's right, the Toad announcer from Mario Tennis Aces is back, and serving a pretty important role this time. Because there's a lot going on in Super Rush, and you probably can't keep track of it all yourself. which is where the announcer comes into play, offering constant updates on the course via quick, simple messages that appear in the bottom left corner of the screen. Whether it's things like the current wind condition and slope at the start of the course, or relaying exactly what your opponents are up to, such as whether they're winding up their shot or activating their special powers. It seems to be pretty useful, so thanks, Announcer Toad. I'm saying it here, Announcer Toad for Smash. Speaking of help, Mario Golf Super Rush features a useful golf guide that you can pull up from the main menu or at any time during Golf Adventure. And it'll break down all of the more intricate golf controls in the game, like curving your shots or putting, as well as breaking down all of the words too, because it includes a lexicon describing all the golf terms that you might not be familiar with, like albatross or all-square or address. I only know one of those three myself. You can even filter the words by category, like equipment or rules. Neat! Yep, Mario Golf Super Rush has online multiplayer, and it works in almost every mode in the game, including Standard Golf, Speed Golf, and Battle Golf, which we sadly didn't get to see in our preview session. And we also confirmed that it works with both friends as well as strangers online via matchmaking. Oh, and up to 2 people can play online from the same console too, which is pretty nice. And while you can use your powered up Mii characters in the Golf Adventure mode online, you can also choose to not allow them in your online lobby too. Golf Adventure is the main campaign in Mario Golf Super Rush, offering an RPG-like experience in which you explore a world filled with NPCs and take on all kinds of golf-related challenges. You can even level up to improve your stats and buy gear to augment your abilities. Your adventure begins in Bonnie Greens, which is the birthplace of golf in the Mushroom Kingdom. And even though we don't know a ton about the story yet, we do know that Wario and Waluigi play a significant role, as they're on the lookout for some kind of mysterious treasure. And it's an adventure that'll take you across all 6 of the game's courses, with each one offering several hubs for you to explore, with NPCs to chat with and shops to buy items from using the coins that you've collected along the way. And of course, what kind of RPG would be complete without boss battles too? In the one example we saw, we first had an objective of finding a statue, but to get to it, we had to clear a challenge involving landing a ball on the other side of a wall of water using carefully timed lob shots. After doing so, the player found a statue of the Lightning Knight, which suddenly sprang to life and started launching various lightning-based attacks, some of which we had to deflect back with a well-timed swing of the club. It's pretty crazy and chaotic, and doesn't seem like any other golf game that I've seen before. Okay, so I had to ask about Toadette, a character that we've only just barely seen in the game. Apparently, she's a fellow rookie that'll start alongside you in Golf Adventure, with the both of you eventually going through a tournament together. But we don't know much else beyond that. Birdo also makes an appearance in Golf Adventure and runs a camp house, helping to introduce you to the world. She's basically the camp house mama. Up until this point, we knew that there were 16 characters in the game, including some first-timers like Pauline and Charging Chuck. And it sounds like they may be the only 16. As Nintendo noted, these are the ones that'll be available at launch, suggesting there aren't any more hidden locked away. Now, when we asked if more might be added down the line, such as with Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo only suggested that we stay tuned. Yeah, it's definitely not a confirmation, but hey, we'll take it. Plus, you can always play as your Mii too, which brings over its stats from the Golf Adventure mode. And there you have it, 12 of the biggest things that we learned about Mario Golf Super Rush. But if you want to hear even more, including our thoughts on the game, make sure to check out our in-depth discussion for even more details and our impressions so far. You can probably find a link to it on the screen right now. Right there, in the corner! And with that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button and ring that bell for more Mario Golf Super Rush and everything else Nintendo Switch. And with that, we'll catch you later. Bye everyone!